So we once again make an effort to understand the landscape of soul by Natali Truberoy. And the first and foremost thing, before we take up the text word for word, a brief recapitulation of what we've already learned and the basic fact on which the chapter The Landscape of Soul is based on is a contrast between Chinese painters and the understanding of the Chinese paintings as against the understanding of the European paintings or painters. And the important thing for all of us to understand here is that the Chinese art, the basis of all Chinese art is Taoism, as we made an effort to understand last time. And Taoism is a philosophy on which Chinese paintings are based, which Taoism actually means a path or a way within the mysterious world of the universe, within the mystery of the universe. It seeks to explore the mystery of the universe, and it is what is reflected in the Chinese paintings. And it involves a Chinese painter, that is, seeks an active physical, spiritual and mental involvement of the admirer, as against the European painters, which European painting, who believe in realistic illusionism, that is to reproduce life actually as it is. And against this is the representation in the Chinese art of the inner reality, a spiritual and a conceptual space. So on this note, and I told you the previous time that all these things have been explained in the lesson by way of a few stories which can be termed as legends in the Chinese culture, and that is how this particular contrast or difference between Chinese and European paintings is brought about. We first take up, and by way of another important point is, as far as the Chinese form of art is concerned, it is understandably based on imagination and shows the spiritual approach of the artist. And as compared to it, or in contrast to it, the European art form is real and explores or is in a quest to reproduce an actual view of the object or any object in the landscape. As against this, the Chinese painting requires both mental and physical participation of the viewer. Yeah, this is easier to understand. Chinese painting involves both physical and mental involvement or participation of the viewer, whereas a European painting only expects physical participation of the viewer. This is what has been explained by way of legends that have been, by way of two stories or anecdotes, you may say, in the lesson. The Chinese painter, as we will see in the first anecdote that we take up today, wants you to enter his mind and see the painting from his thoughts. And the Western painting in Europe is representation of the nature as it exists, whereas a European painter wants you to choose a specific scene of the landscape. The Chinese painter doesn't really choose a real viewpoint, and the basis of all Chinese painting is Taoism, which means a path or a track to which will take you into the mystery of the universe. So we take up with this. We take up the first anecdote. And in the first anecdote, we are told about a painter, Wu Daozi, who enters his painting and the painting disappears. And what the what actually is implied or understood is, what should be understood is that it is through art that one can traverse the inner world, the spiritual world, the abstract world. So this is very important. The painter Wu Daozi is commissioned by is ordered, that is asked by a certain emperor called Tang, certain emperor of Tang region in China, and the name of the emperor is Zhuangzong. And after the emperor Zhuangzong had commissioned, as you say, Wu Daozi to decorate a palace wall. The master had hidden his work behind a scene. Mainly purpose was that the emperor be the first person to see it. And for a long while, the story goes, the emperor admired the wonderful scene, discovering forests, high mountains, waterfalls, clouds floating in the immense sky, etc.